Hey guys, so I thought I would do kind of a funny video today. I hope it's funny for you guys, but I thought I'd do a funny video today where we are going to go through my old stories and we're going to read the cringiest lines and laugh at me and my silly cringy stuff. I've been writing since I was 10 years old. I wrote my first story, Cell 91, when I was 10 years old, so needless to say there are a lot of cringy stuff. Usually I wrote characters that were in high school or thereabouts, and I thought I knew high schoolers, obviously at 10 years old and up. That obviously didn't happen. I also didn't really know how to write very well, so some of these are going to be really funny mistakes. Most of it's just going to be cringy stuff, so you guys can laugh at me and with me, and hopefully today's video is going to be fun. So everybody's going to grow, so let's get right into this. So first of all, I have a special folder specifically for all my old stuff because this folder mostly goes untouched, but so we're in that, and this is all my stuff that I used to work on. So the very first series that I ever wrote was when I was 10 years old. It was called the Liberty High series, and basically I've talked about Cell 91 before in my Kickstarter video. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but I read the first couple chapters of Cell 91 as part of the dare for the Kickstarter. Like, if I met my goal, I would read it and stuff like that, so you guys got to see some of that cringy stuff there. I may put the cringiest stuff in as a clip here.
Here's how things work at the jail that I'm in. You get to go outside once a week, but you are well guarded. Obviously, you're well guarded. It's a prison, but what does a 10-year-old know about prison anyway? I mean, I'm pretty sure I didn't even do any research for this. The jail door opened up. It was Mr. Walker, the FBI agent who came here a lot. I hate him. He gets real annoying. Does this sound like a 10-year-old to you guys? Or, you know, an 18-year-old kid in jail? I'm not sure, but it sounds more like a 10-year-old. By the way, I don't really think they send FBI agents to deal with jail problems, but hey, what do I know?
So let's reflect on that a bit. So basically, Cell 91 started off as a story about a guy who was in jail for murder, a crime he didn't commit, and he was framed for it. So the rest of the books are basically their adventures and, you know, the drama with his stepdad and stepbrother and stuff like that. I don't remember which was the second book, Dustin's Return or Rick's Revenge. Yes, this is my lovely, lovely cover. I thought that was good enough. Obviously, it's not. So, you know you have a cringy book when the first chapter is titled as thus. Chapter 1, Instant Messages. As you can tell, this was also before, you know, Twitter and stuff like that. This was before texting was, like, too heavy-handed of a thing. I'm old, so yeah, instant messaging was kind of a thing on, like, instant message chat and chat rooms and stuff like that. Do you hate school? Most kids do, but some don't. Some actually like it. I don't. There's been too much drama going on the past 2 years, but it's over now. School started a week ago. Big giant info dump. Yay! My name is Renee, by the way. We don't need to know that. You don't. Oof. The cringe is strong with this one. My best friend's name are these people. These people are my best friends. Jackie's going out with a guy named Zach, who's been our crush since 4th grade. Maria's boyfriend's name is Aaron, who's one of our best guy friends. You can already tell. You can tell, can't you, that the drama and the cringy, really, really, really teenager crap is just like, not even teenager, the preteen drama is just, ugh. AJ's going out with a really hot basketball, football, baseball hot dude named David. Can we just take a moment to not miss the old me and just appreciate the new me? Can we just take a moment for that? My computer beeped, someone is online. Snake Boy 101 is now online. I guess I thought that guys liked snakes, so that was a guy thing. So, like, that's why his name has that username. I don't know. The AYOF3 is Are You on Fire? We were like me and my friends were really big acronym nerds, Christian acronyms. Are you on fire as in Are you on fire for God? That sort of thing. We thought it was cool. Kinda isn't. It really isn't. As you can see, the font is really cringy, and we're even changing colors for characters. Apparently we had to invite him to a conference, and he's accepted the invite, and now we're with other characters. I don't know Math 222. Frog 143 Chris. Why? Why? Nobody knows. Like, guys, this is just like the first 2 pages. Okay, well, this is the first 3 pages. Like, are you kidding me? Mom handed me the phone. Hello, hi, it's Mr. Walker. Mr. Walker's the FBI agent, and he's my boss. Honey, you're in high school. You can't work for the FBI when you're in high school. Preteen me didn't know that. Preteen me did not know that at all. Hey, how are you doing? Fine. I called to let you know that Dustin is getting out of jail, but his friends are staying in. Why is the bad guy getting out of jail, but his friends are staying in? We don't know. No, what? Why? He'll kill us. Stop screaming so I can explain. When I stopped talking, he said he's being let out because he said that he didn't do it. Yeah, because FBI people always let out anybody who says they didn't do it. I mean, what was the first book about again? Oh, right, a guy who was in jail for murder that he didn't commit, and how many times did he tell the FBI he didn't do it, but no, they couldn't let him out? Yeah, that's a real solid reason there, kiddo. Oh boy. This is going to be a very, very long video, and I mean long in the figurative sense that this is going to be long, mostly because it's going to be cringy for me. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself, because if not, this is totally not worth it. I can't handle any more of this, so that's Dustin's return. Let's see what Rick's Revenge. Lovely cover that's not even a single photo. About Me, Chapter 1. First of all, do guys even say the word gosh? Is that even a guy thing that guys do? Hey, my name is Jesse. Why do we always start with that? Like, ugh. The things that I did not know about writing is just, it bothers me. This is harder than I thought. Telling you about myself, that is. My girlfriend broke up with me 3 days ago. That's a spoiler for book 3. The one we just got through reading. So you might say that she's not my girlfriend anymore. You might say, she broke up with you, you might say she's not my girlfriend anymore. Her name is Renee Camp, so she's going out with a guy named Zach who's been her crush since the 4th grade. He's my friend too. Well, that's wonderful. Let's all just get along. So, more info dumping. Oops, I think I moved that. My bad. Enough about all them. Let's talk about me. My dad died in a car accident. 6 months later, my mom got married to this dude whose name is Rick, who hates me. He has a son named Dustin. My mom died 6 months after she married Rick. Dustin's in jail. So, okay, Dustin went back to jail. Spoiler alert! He framed me, so I went to jail. Renee proved me innocent. Basically, entire summary of the series so far. Like, if you wanted to know that, just reread the first books, guys. Hi, it's Renee. I'm sure you already heard all about me. No, I wonder how. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. I opened it. Hey, David. Hey, Renee. Okay, you know the one for social studies? Yeah, come on. I don't know why sometimes that bothers me. The spacing between the that bothers me. I don't know, maybe so what do you think we should do for the project? I don't know, maybe a war or something like that? Yeah, which one? I don't know much about any, but I know there were a lot. I don't know much about any, but I know there were a lot of wars. Yeah, go figure. This was apparently before I was a real big history buff too. The Civil War? Everybody knows about that one. And there's not much to tell about that one either. Hold on, not much to tell about the Civil War. Okay, so I guess they're going to some sort of accident here, and they go to a police officer. There's an accident. Do you have pictures of the people that were killed in the accident? No, but we have the bodies. Why would the... This is a police officer. I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know what to say. Do you have pictures of the dead bodies? No, but we have the bodies. Why would a police officer say that? How do you know them? One of them might have been our brother. The others are just good friends. It's okay. The others are just good friends. Follow me. If you don't think you can handle it, ladies, I would just stay where you are. That's a little sexist. The repeated dialogue, the stupid dialogue that really doesn't further the story. The okay, okay, oh, okay, 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 okay. You love Jesse, don't you? He's my friend. Who is this? Well, he likes you and he'll be sad because I'm gonna kill you tonight. Oh my god. I don't know if I'm laughing or sobbing, or probably just a mixture of both. So she gets a prank call from the bad guy, and the bad guy's ultimate threat is, Jesse likes you. He'll be sad because I'm gonna kill you tonight. Okay, on that note, I'm done with this book. So basically, I also wrote a historical fiction. My first historical fiction was called As the Wolf Howls, and it was like Native Americans, because I love Native Americans. This was before I was like really into Japan. I did Native Americans all the time. So essentially this white girl gets caught up with these Native Americans and she kind of assimilates into the tribe. And it was supposed to be a romance between her and the main character. I think his name's Running Hawk. So I mean, the fact that I had chapter titles just proves how cringy this is. This also was my first, where I did the Crazy Horse in the Battle of the Little Bighorn. It was my first instance trying to write that battle. Since then, I've done it way better in Immortal. But we don't have to, we're not going to do a side-by-side comparison. Also, a lot of the stories that I wrote when I was younger, like 10, 11, 12, some of that age, was short stories, more novella size. At the time, I felt like they were full books because I didn't know or pay attention to word count at all. So as you notice, this one's 17,000 words. So let's take a look at my wonderful cover. At least this one's a little better. We have a solid picture here, folks. Okay, news. Look at my cringy opening again, people. Have you ever thought something like, that person over there is funny because they're different from me? Well, I have, and now I regret it. It's 1876, February 1876. What was I doing, like a James Bond thing? Like, it's 1876, February 1876. And my family and I live in a plantation in South Dakota. My plantation is a little ways away from a fort where my daddy goes sometimes. Okay, I don't know why I turned really southern. I guess it was the intention. May I just note the cringiness of info dumping in the first chapter where, hey guys, I am this person and this is my name and this is my family and my friends and my age and where I live and everything about me right there in the first paragraph for your convenience. Yeah, that's not how it's done. That is not how it's done. I can't talk. Our house is pretty big for a house. It has a living room. Pretty sure that's not what it's called in the 1870s, but okay. There's a hallway and a describing this thing, and my mama and Susan were out cooking dinner. I do know that I was actually, like, at the time and the age that I was when I wrote this, which I don't remember what age I was when I wrote this, but for my age, I really tried to give her a different voice because I wanted it to feel more old Western style. So you do got to admit, I at least have to admit, that the thing that I did well in this book was giving her a different voice where I'm reading it and it literally sounds Southern, so I literally just start speaking Southern naturally. It's not hard for me, but I do like the accent. Be careful, I don't want nothing happening to you. I tried my best. The Whites and Lakota had a draw basically on the Battle of the Rosebud. That is what the battle was called. No, duh, Sherlock. Okay, real. I yelled. Whites are coming, he yelled back. I didn't know if he was excited because they could take us home till I saw the bow and arrow in his head. In his... Guys, that is a bad typo. Apparently I was doing those type of typos before I even wrote the Valiant series, because that happened to me in the Valiant series when my husband and I were editing it. Guys, he's running around the camp with a bow and arrow in his head. Oh my goodness. I meant hand. I totally meant hand here. But yeah, yeah, it's basically just from her perspective, as everybody's just like coming in and out during the battle, so it's not even close to like being epic, because everybody just like, people ride in and they tell her what happens, and then they ride back out, and then she summarizes things, and then they ride back in and tell her what happened. It's bad, guys. It's really bad. Okay. So, this is my very pathetic attempt at my very first vampire novel. I don't know when I wrote that. The dates on this thing are all wrong because I've opened the documents since then and I have like moved them into different folders, and so that's kind of like the dates, if you will, that you see on this thing are like dates that I've opened it or moved it around and stuff. So in terms of the covers that I used to do, this one's probably the best that we've seen so far, but it's actually probably the cringiest book, because it's my cringy sad attempt at a vampire novel, and I promise you guys, I promise the Mystic series is nothing like this. Please don't judge me. I should have made a disclaimer at the beginning of this video. Please don't judge me based on my 10-year-old writing, my young writing. Please do not. At least we didn't name the chapters this time. At least we did not name the chapters. So this one's a little longer, as you can see. It's 38,000 words. Running through the woods, I hear screaming, yelling, shouting, cries through the night, all coming from the small town just north of where I am going. I had just been there in the town, and now I am running for my life. Not seeing a rock in front of me, I fall, cutting my foot and falling on the ground. I groan, yelling, and then I grab my ankle / foot. Because that's a thing that writers do. No, don't ever do that, guys. I stay on the ground, wishing my life was back to the way it used to be. I think back to how I'd gotten into this horrible situation, back before when school was normal, family, friends, guys. I love how we have a category for family, we have a category for friends, and then guys is a whole separate third category to itself, because that is the mind of a teenage girl. The mind of the teenage girl who was writing this, I might add. Please don't judge me based on these cringy things. All until I'd met him. ... Because more than 3 dots is actually, no. 3 dots. That's enough, guys. 3 dots. And that's what you're supposed to do professionally. I had like, what, 6? Is it 6 dots? 6 dots. Again, info dump. I had been doing this and doing that and blah, blah, blah. I had no idea how it'd turn out. I was trying so hard to be suspenseful. We were all at this one beach, talking, messing around, and having a good time. Well, that's really specific. My best friend Miranda was lying beside me on a towel, tanning. I mean, he's totally gorgeous. I don't know why he even wants to date her. Yeah, I said, not really paying attention. Several guys, including my ex, came over and threw water on Miranda, my 2 friends Callie, Brooke, and I. Erg, guys. Okay, the telltale sign of a writer who's not mature is when they do multiple punctuations. This drives me crazy. I used to do it all the time, but that is not professional. You only need one. You're supposed to show the yelling or the emotion or like how loud it is. Same with the gigantic letters. Great, freaking awesome. Thanks, I mumbled. So apparently she gets mad because she's wet. Hey, Chloe, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you wet, he called. I was trying to walk away at a pretty fast pace but didn't want to fall, so I walked as fast as possible. What? Guys, how does that make any sense? Like, she's trying to walk away at a pretty fast pace, but she doesn't want to fall. Therefore, she's walking as fast as humanly possible? Logic? Anyone? Me? Me? No? Okay. No logic. It just goes flying out the window. Chloe, I am sorry, but isn't the whole point of going to a beach to swim and get wet? I ignored him. I mean, all you girls are even wearing bathing suits. Go away. Are you mad at me? You think? We need to talk about this. No, we don't. Chloe, we never talk. Gee, I wonder why. We need to talk about what happened, he insisted. Oh, the teen drama. The teen angst and the teen drama in my books are so strong that it's just so cringy for me to reflect. Like, I don't even want to reflect back on this. What happened was you dumped me for one of my closest friends. That's what. You know, it's a good thing she's not here today. Listen. I looked away from his face, to the sun, the ocean, anything but his face. Guys. I can't do this. I literally can't do this anymore. Oh my gosh. I looked up at the sun, and the sun was out high and bright in the sky. It wasn't as high as it had been. Oh, that's helpful. But it was still pretty up there. It was still pretty up there. And we got more, guys. We've got more. Bright enough to leave your eyes dazed if you looked at it too long. What was I thinking? That's just it. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking at all. Oh, guys, we're getting to the good part. And then, that's when I saw him. He was just rising out of the water, taking his hand and sweeping his hand back. That doesn't... I think I meant to say taking his hand and sweeping his hair back. But, like, he'd take his hand and he sweeped his hand back. So he's going... That's really weird. I didn't mean hand. That's another typo. Oh, that's bad. I stared. What a wonderful sentence. Joanna, Miss Joanna, young Joanna, you're doing a fantastic job. In case you guys don't notice, I'm being very sarcastic here. He walked out of the ocean and was walking my way holding a surfboard. Surfer! Great! Now I'll never get him, I thought. The first thing I noticed was how his eyes were black. Coal black. And well, I've seen people with black eyes before, but this multiple dots that are irritating the crap out of me, this color was the darkest I'd ever seen in my life. It was a pure black, as opposed to regular black. And I couldn't even tell where the pupil was. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's true. No, honey, you don't know how ridiculous you actually sound. Because you may have said that you know that it sounds ridiculous, but in reality you have no idea that like 20 years after this you're going to be looking back and cringing and really thinking it's actually legitly ridiculous. Apparently most of this video is just me talking to my past self and reminding my past self how much of an idiot I was. And we got more, guys. Despite the fact that his eyes were the blackest color in the world, they were outstandingly drop-dead gorgeous. That's probably the best line in the book. No, please don't think I was serious. That is... What am I gonna do? Do we even have to go through the rest of this? Or this paragraph pretty much explains to you just the rest of the book. You don't even need to read the rest of the book because this is the epitome of the rest of how this is cringy and how bad this really is. This is how bad it really is. And this is why we don't need to read anymore. Except that it's kind of fun. I froze. I froze. Reason number 1. You're giving us a list. Never do that in writing, by the way. He was actually touching me. Oh my gosh, we're such a freaking 13-year-old. He was actually touching me on the shoulder, you guys. Sorry, I'm sorry. This is so cringy. Number 2, his hands were cold. Unnaturally cold. Kind of like my hands right now that are freezing because of how cold it is in here. It wasn't as if he was on a beach surfing, but more like he'd been skiing in Alaska for 3 hours straight. Why 3 hours? Why 3? Why not 1? Or, 5? Why 3? Why the number 3? I don't know. Nobody knows. I remember at the time, I thought this was like the best metaphor I had ever done before in my life, and I was super proud of that line. And now I'm regretting my entire decision to make this video. I really hope strangers don't find this video and watch it and think that this is me. This was another person. This was like a whole separate new person, and I swear I'm better than this. My current me, my current writing is better than this, I promise. When he touched me, it sent electric charges or electric waves through my body. Or, why do we have both? That's enough. We've seen enough. That's enough. That is plenty for that book. That was my first attempt at a freaking vampire novel, and I promise, I just want to reassure everybody that the Mystic series is so much better than this. Oof. They're not even in the same league. So let's look at Underground. So the thing is with Underground is that I remember I said it in the future. I really don't know why. I guess because I thought by the time I publish this book it needs to be in the future so that it's current events, but I went too far. I don't know what I was thinking. But there's a funny story behind this one, because basically, let me fix my hair. There's a funny story behind this one because basically, there's a place near where we live, well, it's about 3 hours away from where we live actually, but it's the only drive-through cave in Missouri where I live, and we took it. It's called Fantastic Caverns, and basically you go in these little, like, long vehicles and they drive through the entire cave and you get to like see it and be in it. It's really cool. So I had an idea when we went through that drive-through cave to what if there was a cave in and you got trapped in here with all these people, and so that's kind of where the premise for this story happened. It's one I would probably like rewrite or redo, not with anything that came from this original book. Nothing like this. But this was the first book that I actually made modeled off of somebody's journal. So the main character, this girl, her name is Araya. We didn't really have to look very far to find that information because guess what? Info dumping in the beginning of the paragraph. Anyways, so the book's modeled off of her journal, so she writes. And I did these little symbols and things because I imagined that she was drawing in her journal, so I thought it was really cool for me to include that in there. So let's look at the cringy. Oh gosh, this is probably one of the worst covers. Undergrow. Great job. That's fantastic. It's such a beautiful, gorgeous cover, isn't it? I'm really sarcastic right now. So, 58. So the year is 4058. Why? Why did we set it like 2,000 years into the future? Is that even necessary? So she has a best friend named Brittany. They do everything together. I have mom and a dad and 2 stupid, annoying older brothers named Joel and Michael. That's funny because I'm married to a Michael now. I live in Missouri because that's where I lived when I wrote this, and we live in the country and only go into town occasionally. That's pretty much my life right now. Well, my brothers and I go to school, but it's summer now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure every one of my characters actually had 2 annoying older brothers. I don't know why, but like a lot of my characters, every single one of my characters had a brother all the time. Joel came in with a bucket and pour. That's the wrong pour. I would do a face palm, but I've got glasses, so somebody do a face palm for me. All over me in my bed, blankets and stuff. Joe, I'm gonna kill you. I wasn't really gonna kill him. And why did you say that? But I jumped out of bed and chased him. I pushed him, and he stuck his tongue out at me, because we're supposed to be teenagers, but we're acting like we're 7. Like the freaking mind age I was when I thought I would write this. He's 17, but he has the mind of a 3-year-old. Yeah, so do you. I jumped on his back as we came down the stairs. Breakfast! Coming! This is so boring. Like, why? Okay, so let me get this straight. You've said it. Or by you, I mean me. I set this book 2,000 years into the future. And the best futuristic technology I can come up with is an MP8. Do you guys hear the cricket noises? I do. Because I'm pretty sure when I wrote this, the iPod was barely a thing. Hence the reason why I preferred to actually use my MP3 player. I remembered that. I'm pretty sure if the MP3 players were still a thing nowadays, they're not. But if they were, it only took maybe like a decade. It would have taken about a decade for MP3s to go from an MP3 to an MP8. There's like an iPhone 12 or something now, like an iPhone 8 or 9 now. So like, if the iPhone was just a single number one, the iPhone 1, if you will, was back in this day. I'm rereading this now about, I don't know how many years later, probably not even 10 years later, maybe 10 years later, probably 10 years later. And there's an iPhone 9 or 10 or 11. Ugh. 2,000 years of history comes boiling down to the MP8, guys. That's the best I can come up with. Oh, that and zippers. Because zippers are a thing. Zippers are like cars, because they zip around, I think is literally where I got the title, is let's call a futuristic cars a zipper, because they're gonna zip around everywhere. Ugh. Half of me wants to, like, punch the old me, and the other half of me just wants to, like... I don't even know. I don't even know. So, let's see what I did. Zippers are like cars, only way cooler. They're way cooler. They can go up in the air like a plane, or in the water like a boat, or drive on the road like a car. That sounds like an ad, honestly. There's this girl from the future, 2,000 years in the future. She's writing in her diary, and she's explaining what these things are, because apparently you would do that in your diary. And it's like you're writing an ad. They can go up in the air, or in the water, or drive on a car, drive like a car. Wouldn't you, like, not know what a car is then if you were, like, only had things? Mariah Carver, 14 years old. So, here's a quick little thing that we can learn. I don't remember when I wrote this, but I always wrote characters who were older than me. So, if she was 14, I was younger than 14 when I wrote this. Clear indication right there. And that's why this is so dumb. Moving on, I will give you guys a peek at a cringy story. My Twilight fanfiction that I wrote with my cousin. I'm sorry, I'm outing you, cousin. Why do vampire novels? I actually thought vampire novels always had to begin with a chase. I don't know why. He was after me. I could sense it. I guess you could say I knew when he was getting close to me. That would be what I could sense it means. I fought him, tried to get away, but he was stronger than me. I knew that. I knew it was no use, but I had to try. Now, everything is foggy. I can hardly breathe. I can't think. I'm shaking. I shouldn't have left him. I know that now. Despite the feelings inside me screaming that it was the right thing to do, I still regret it. Other than the fact that this is very cringy, there's no outright mistakes in this. I don't know how it's possible for me to have written something that is so outrightly cringy at the same time that there's no mistakes in it. There's, like, I can't see zero mistakes in it, except for the fact that this is so cringy. Ugh. I hope you guys have seen enough. This is traumatizing for me. This is absolutely traumatizing for me. Again, running. If it was not a contemporary story that started in modern times where they info dumped everything, then it was a running scene. It was a chase scene. I always like, okay, let's start a book and it's going to be a chase scene. So this is 20,000 words. Blech, whatever. See, when I saw the single question mark, I was hoping that I finally learned to only do one punctuation mark. But then I see this, and I doubted everything all over again. Wait, he knew that voice. He knew it, guys. That was the general. Soldiers went in every direction searching for Jake. He panted, looking up at the sky. It was barely visible over the trees. It was dark. Very dark. Why do I do that? Like, I would write something and then repeat it for emphasis with very, and I think that that's even better. Ugh, no, nothing about this is better. Jake could barely see. He remembered back a year when he could run in these woods for fun. Years ago, before the war got bad. Is that it? That's all the war gets, is just bad? But that was a long time ago. Yeah, a long time ago. Too long ago. That's too many times repeating that same sentence. Ah. Oh my goodness. This is just like so You people who've been following us Liberty High kids can skip to the next page and go on to chapter 1. This is for newbies. So my original series, the Liberty High series, I decided to write a second series of it called the Liberty High Kids. And it was about those people had grown up and had kids, and it was about their children, basically. So that's the idea behind the books. So Love Never Fails, I think this was like book 3 or 4 in the Liberty High Kids series. But apparently, this was probably book 2. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I don't know what was going through my mind when I wrote this. What? This is the epitome of what was wrong with me when I was a teen, when I was writing. You people who've been following as Liberty High kids can skip to the next page and go on to chapter 1. This is for the newbies. Oh. Why? So, I think that's a good place to end it. I really, really do. So, I hope that you guys have had fun laughing your heads off at me, and that this has been a really, really enjoyable video for you guys. I have no advice other than, you really can't get any worse than some of the things I've shown you today with my 10-year-old self. So literally, if anything, take away from this video, if the only thing you take away from this video is to be encouraged that your writing is amazing compared to my old stuff, then by all means, if this has been a huge success, then no, on a serious note though, I hope that you guys have had kind of fun with this video, that, you know, this has been kind of fun and just getting to laugh at me and my old stuff. I want to do another disclaimer, and I promise you guys that I really am, my books nowadays are good. They're not perfect, obviously, but they're definitely not this bad. I promise you I'm a better writer than this. I promise you. So anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please like it and share it around. I don't know if I want people to share this around, but hey, if you want to give somebody a good laugh and this made you laugh, share it with somebody. Make them laugh. Even if they're not writers or readers, just make somebody laugh. So be sure to subscribe for this. Be sure to subscribe for more writing videos every Monday. Thanks for watching, guys.